talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. Could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
Now here's Jordan. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Pippen. Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
Chicago making some changes. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Garbage Man. Jimmy Butler comes in for Pippen. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Michael Jordan. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Doherty. Ilgauskas comes in for Larry Nance. Mo Williams is checked in for Mark Price. And Miller's subbed in for Irving. Shot's good.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Jimmy Butler.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much greater part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there, and most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick. Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
James with the bucket.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Now here's Rose. Now here's Wade. Again, Chicago.
Defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low.
Down low, Williams. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And both free throws good for Williams.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Right side, Butler. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Varejao grabs the board. The Cavaliers trail by 6. And there's Mo Williams on the assist by Miller.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And the dunk by James.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Bulls. They're up by 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and the team is going to go as hard as we go, as well as the other pieces that we have on the team. But we have to control it from a standpoint that we have to play off each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, and Clark, perhaps the most demanding of all are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, 2 guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, we've got Larry Nance. Williams is out there with Doherty. Then there's Price, and it's Irving in at the point guard.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Gordon's checked in for Derrick Rose. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Gordon against Irving. Passes it to Gilmore, and stolen by Irving. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. It's up, and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. It's Pippen with the drive. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
And the Cavaliers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated. And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Doherty, the screen. Irving with it, and it's Gordon picking him up. Williams dishes to Doherty. Outside Irving, 5 to shoot. Drops in the tray.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
It's Pippen with the drive. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
Right side Irving. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq. Robinson did it for Tim Duncan. And that's really what great players do.
Williams, a screen on Jordan. Price against Jordan. Lets it go with a 3. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Chicago making some changes. Dennis Rodman. He's checked in for Noah. Butler comes in for Pippen. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Jordan. Then for the Cavaliers, Ilgauskas is checked in for Doherty. LeBron comes in for Williams. And Miller's subbed in for Mark Price. And he gets it back. Another miss by Irving. Bulls have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bared that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
Miller kicks to Williams. Varejao setting the pick for Williams. From beyond the arc, and then some. Williams has got 7.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Wade up top, he's guarded by Williams. Butler from outside.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
Miller, active Varejao. No good. Rodman with the defensive effort. Bulls trail by 3. Here's Butler. Makes good on the step-back jump. Five points in the game.
Nice job there to shake free of the defense and then drain the J.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. The drive by James. That's good. And the Cavaliers lead by 3.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
There's the feed to Ilgauskas. The three-pointer, no good.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Here's Wade. And it's Wade again missing. The Cavaliers have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Miller kicks to Williams. Here's Varejao. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Bulls trail by 3. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Kicks it to Wade. Pass to Butler. With the shot. And that one comes up a bit short.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Cavaliers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And the Bulls making a change here. And he makes both free throws.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
On its way from Rose for 2. No good on that last second attempt there. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here.
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with LeBron James. LeBron, how were you guys able to make that first half look so easy?
No, it's not easy at all. We're just flying around helping each other defensively, and we're able to get stops and we're able to execute offensively.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. The biggest lead for them during the period was 6. They started. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
We've seen Scottie Pippen doing his thing. 10 points, and he's also got 1 block to add to the mix today.
Yeah, and that's just a small part of what we've seen, but it's been a solid contribution defensively.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Chicago right now, Pippen is out there with Dennis Rodman, and it's Michael Jordan, then it's Rose, and it's Gilmore in at the center filling out the middle. Shoots from the line. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Price has got 6.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
Cleveland leading by 3. Irving kicks to Nance, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Outside Irving. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. And Nance kicks to Irving. Fires at the elbow. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Now it's a 7-point Cavalier lead.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Chicago with the ball. Outside Jordan. There's the 3. Nance with the rebound.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
James, no good.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
LeBron with a screen on Rose. Here's Nance, and it's blocked. And it's Rose penetrating. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen. Rose has got his second basket of the night.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as a result.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
LeBron with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And he gets it to go.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense. And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot. Gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
And it's Irving missing.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Lets it go from 11. Count that one. And the Cleveland lead has been cut to just 3 points on the basket from Jordan. For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half.
Yeah, and, you know, they built the roster to how they played best midseason. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Clock at 6. 18 feet out. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Here's Pippen. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Chicago making some changes. Butler comes in for Pippen. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Jordan. Cleveland also making some changes. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Doherty. Ilgauskas comes in for Nance. And Andre Miller has subbed in for Price. Rose, no good. Cleveland leading by 3. Irving with the ball. He's got 8 and too long on the shot.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
1:43 left here in the third quarter. To the middle. Here's Miller. Rodman with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. Mo Williams is checked in for Irving. And so it's Cleveland with it. 3-point lead. Tries it from 19. They get the rebound, and it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession.
Cavaliers call. 3 points, Dragons.
We've got 1:18 left in the third quarter of the game.
And Andre Miller, what a virtuoso floor general he has been. By far the career leader in assists among active players. Over 1,000 more assists than the next guy on the list, which is Chris Paul.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Rodman. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. And stolen by Miller. 50 seconds left in the third. Ilgauskas up top. Miller, the pass to Verja. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. And the Cavaliers lead by 5.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Taken away by Williams. Now Cleveland moving it up. And the basket good. Williams has got the lead up to 7 now for Cleveland.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here. That was a smart pass by Wade that time.
LeBron outside. Shoots from 12. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And a great show through 3 quarters. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Cleveland leading by 7. So on the floor for Cleveland, we've got Irving. LeBron James is out there with Nance. Then there's Doherty. And it's Price in at the 2. LeBron dishes to Irving. 3-pointer. It's all in.
Second half after making just 1 in the first.
All right, well, look at how
we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
And it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Looking to get it going. Now the pass to Price. 5 to shoot.
With all that space out there, do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
And the Bulls did end up.
Distribution of those wins for the Bulls against their own division in the Southeast. They played 500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
He gives them a double-digit lead. And it's an 11-point Cavalier lead.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Some people think LeBron's athleticism, Clark, has declined over the last few years. He might be the first to admit it. He still looks terrific, though.